Hello, friends. Welcome to the first part of October's reading for Sagittarius. Why am I excited? Because I'm also Sagittarius. It just makes it sometimes that much easier to connect, and of course, I'm excited to see what kind of message comes out for us. So, I know I'm a little late posting for the first part of October, but to be fair, we're still in the first part of October. So, next month I hope to have it out more towards the first. And I will also have a mid-month out. So keep an eye out for that probably around this time next week. And of course we'll have the full moon between now and then. Now for this reading, we are starting with just a basic reading here on YouTube. And then I will do clarifier cards in an extended reading over on Patreon. So whether or not you decide to go over to Patreon with the extended, I very much appreciate you being here and taking the time to watch my messages. Hopefully we will have something helpful come out of it. There we go. Okay, so the first two cards fell. Let me go ahead and grab those and I will be right back. Okay, so we have the Six of Wands in reverse, the Lovers, and then we have Temperance and the Ten of Cups both in reverse. Temperance is the Sagittarius card. When it comes out in reverse like this, it feels like we're almost, how do I want to say it, like out of alignment, not really feeling like ourselves. The phrase that comes to mind a lot for me is just topsy-turvy. Like we're just feeling a little upside down. So there could be some of that coming in for you. Let's start at the beginning though. The Six of Wands here, it feels like something's not moving forward. The progress is maybe disrupted or delayed in some way. I know I can relate to that. I just talked about it. But you know, maybe you've been just working on something and it's just not going how you thought it would. And that's okay. I mean, we all face that, and I can feel the discouragement you're feeling, that frustration. With the Lovers card sitting next to it, you are making real connection. So whether that means that there's new people in your life, maybe you're feeling really connected with the person that you're in relationship with. I'm not super feeling that romantic aspect of it, but it could be. The Lovers is kind of a classic card for that, of course. But more than not, I'm feeling that the people in your circle, you're really feeling those connections, and maybe you've been investing more into those, which is a great thing. For any relationship to be maintained or grown, we have to be able to nurture them. So it feels like you've been doing a really good job on that front. So despite what might be going on in this particular thing, whether that's, sometimes it could be with a particular person, but overall, you are connecting very well. If this has to do more with a professional realm, like it does for me, or just some kind of project that you've got going on, right? It might be a household project that you've been trying to get done for weeks, and things just keep coming up or interrupting you. Maybe, you know, something happened last weekend where it just made you literally stop in your tracks of trying to get this thing done. So yeah, that might be frustrating. I get that, but there is still this really good element going on of peopling, for lack of a better word. So that's encouraging. We also, with Temperance in the reverse and the Ten of Cups in reverse, the Ten of Cups, I wanted to talk about how they're the same, but this one is really screaming at me. With the Ten of Cups in reverse, it's like there might be this facade up where everything looks like it's good to anyone external to you. They don't really see any kind of problem there, but there really is something there that is keeping you from being in that totally fulfilled and satisfied feeling. And it likely is this here, whether, again, that's a project or your job or whatever it is. It's detracting from your overall happiness. But furthermore, with these two cards together, it's like you're having a hard time finding your feet, finding that balance that we're always trying to find, right? Temperance is a card, when it's in the upright, of balance, of harmony, and when it's in the reverse, it's just, it can make you feel unstable, right? And by all means, I mean, the Ten of Cups points there too, with that dissatisfaction, and that seeking the balance. So yeah, I'm really curious to see where this goes when we get the clarifier cards. But for now, I think the big message is, even though you might be feeling this way where there's just something off, and it very well could be this particular situation, what it tells me is, don't give this situation so much weight. I know it can feel important in the moment. Going back to that specific, whoever that might be for, that specific idea of that project last weekend that you were just interrupted, right? We've all had that happen. It might feel really important, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not the most important. And I think that's why the Lovers did pop out and has that air of connection in this reading. The people that are around you right now probably are pulling a lot of energy from you, not in a bad way. There is that give and take, and I'm feeling like that's where your focus is supposed to be right now. So don't feel bad when it ends up that more time is spent with those people, or your energy is spent with them, right? You might think that you have all this time, but peopling really wears you out, and you have to make time for a half day of spending time with this friend doing whatever, having a meal together, or meeting for tea or something like that, right? And when you get home, you just feel exhausted. I get that. Peopling is exhausting. So, or it can be. I shouldn't say that for everyone. It's not for everyone. But in this situation, allow yourself to focus on those connections. Because not only is that what will get you through, and having those supportive people around you, it also just sets the foundation for the future. And that always leads us to good places. Having that web of people and that whole sphere of support. There's never any time that I would discourage that from being nurtured. And especially, like I said, in this time, it really is just yelling at me. That's what you need to be doing right now. So it takes a little more patience, but, Sages, we do tend to have pretty good senses of patience. Sometimes not so much with certain things, and this might be a thing that is testing our patience, but have patience with yourself in those things, and allow yourself to be where you're at right now. And that seems to be in connection. Let's see what kind of advice there is here. This deck is Notes from the Universe on Love and Connection. And the one that flew out says, Karma is on your side. If you could read all the minds that I read, hear all the prayers that I hear, and beat all the hearts that I beat, I wonder if you'd even believe how often you're thought of, talked about, and fallen in love with. It's payback time. Andale, the universe. So as I was reading that, it kind of just popped in my head that, like, yeah, these people you're connecting with, they care about you very much. And even maybe there are some that you're not intentionally connecting with right now, but you have a larger sphere of people than I think you know. And there are many people that care about you more deeply than you understand. And what I had heard while I was reading it was that you can ask those people for help. And I mean, I'm just smiling because it directly linked back to these ideas where if you're working on a project and you're doing it all alone and it's having trouble moving forward, ask for help. I'm sure there's someone that you know with that specific skill that might just help it move forward, right? Maybe it's just something you've struggled on because it's an aspect that you're not particularly good at, or you've been dreading doing, so you're putting it off, right? You probably know someone that can help you with it. So don't be afraid to ask for that help. More than likely, they are very happy to help you out. They care about you and they want to help you. Karma's on your side. You have invested, whether it's with that particular person or not. You have invested, and now it's time to collect a little bit. It's time to receive. Allow yourself to receive. Okay? We're going to leave that here. I hope that you found a nugget of help in there. Again, thank you so much for being here. Whether or not I see you over on Patreon. Patreon will dive in a little bit deeper. Regardless, I hope to see you again here soon. Thank you again. I hope you have a wonderful day. I love you lots.